G'day, Glenn Torrens, Unique Cars Magazine. A few weeks ago, a mate of mine, Bruce Garland, dug this lovely old Leyland P76 out of a shed in Alice Springs. We've had a quick look at the brakes, we've had a quick look at the motor. What we're going to be doing today with the car on the hoist is checking the differential and driveline fluids. And at the end of the day, hopefully, we're going to have this princess running again for the first time since 1982. Wish us luck.
I'm just going to start doing this shit.
Yeah, cool.
Oh, yum, look at that horrible crap in there.
What we're going to be doing is actually checking the whole fuel system forward to the front of the car. Most older cars have a steel fuel line. There'll be several joiners along the underside of the car. They all need to be replaced. They're all rubber, they're all 40 and 50 years old. They really need to be replaced.
That's it, done.
All right, we've had a quick look at the fuel system. Obviously the vehicle's up on a hoist, which makes it easy to get to the sump. So we're going to dump the engine oil out of it. Oh, yucky. Hopefully the oil in the transmission and diff will still be a honey gold colour. Oil in a motor gets discoloured to black because the motor is burning fuel, and there's always a little bit of unburnt petrol and some burnt petrol, carbon, gets past the piston rings and into the oil. That's why engines have regular oil change intervals. Here's a little piece of history, folks. The original Leyland oil filter. This car's only got 16,000 miles on it, so this is probably only the second filter that was ever fitted to this car.
Because it hasn't been going for a while, we need to make sure that we're starting to pump oil straight away.
Hey Bruce?
Yeah.
Did you check the catalogue when you bought this filter?
No.
Brucey's bought the wrong oil filter. It doesn't fit. Okay, we can't get the correct oil filter until tomorrow, but because we want to get the car running today, we've filled up the old one and we're going to screw it back on and we'll replace it later. Hey Bruce, this one fits.
Oh, son of a bitch. Let's get it up in the air and we'll suck some fuel, because the next job after that's going to be cranking up oil pressure.
We're just creating a little bit of vacuum.
Oh, look at that, see? Look at that, beautiful.
All right, we've got fresh fuel in the tank. We've checked the fuel lines. We've replaced a couple of little rubber junctions. Bruce has had a fuel filter, which is a good idea. And we've got fuel at the front of the car. We're sort of getting close to the point where we're going to start it, but we'll give it a crank to build up oil pressure before we actually put the spark plugs back in and fire it into life again.
We're going to pull them out. Look, we probably will give them a clean.
You could go and spend $50 on new ones, Bruce.
I know, but you know, they're going to get covered in crap again, maybe.
Oh yeah, okay. They'll be second-hand as soon as you use them, won't they?
Yeah, look, then they'll clean up. We're going to take these out and burn them, because we've tied asses. Try this at home. Just want to try and burn a bit of that oil and diesel that we've had in there. We're also warming up the spark plugs as well. So. Yeah, I think she's time to cranking over. Oh.
You got lights there? You got an oil pressure up?
See, I busted one of the bulbs. That's what.
We don't have a dashboard in the car, so we can't actually see an oil pressure light. We're cranking the car to get oil pressure up and obviously make sure the starter motor works.
Oh, that's good.
But yeah, not quite sure what light's what.
Okay, what I want to do, a couple of checks while you're cranking. So there's the key.
Yep, understood.
I'm just making sure that it's got some compression. They haven't got a stuck valve. When you're ready. Okay.
Well, that sounded like it had a bit of compression.
That one's a good one. Again.
So you've got compression on all 8 cylinders.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Let me just see if I've got some spark happening here. Otherwise, I've got to check the points and clean them. When you're ready. Oh, yeah, that's a good zap.
The engine's got compression, the engine there has fuel, the radiator's empty. We're going to try top it up with some water just to get the engine running for now. Obviously, after the engine is start and run, we'll fit a fresh oil filter. Yeah, it's all looking pretty good. Here we go. cup of tea.
Milk and sugar.
What we're doing here is putting some fresh water in the radiator. Obviously, we weren't around when this car was put into the shed back in the early 80s. We don't know if there's a leak in the cooling system or what, and there's really only one way to find out.
And there's a leak.
Oh, here we go.
Trouble getting oil pressure. So what we're going to do is pull the oil filter off again. I'm going to put a little bit of compressed air down the tabbert cover. Not too much, and Glenn's going to crank it over, and then we'll get the oil coming up. Probably the pickup's just dry. Sometimes just, once you get it going, it's fine.
I've got to wait till he starts cranking. Here she comes, stop. See that? Okay, now crank him over, and one of those, that light should go out.
Battery's just about dead.
Off yet?
No, light's still on.
Let me, I'll go and get the other jump battery.
Yeah, we've got 2 lights.
I think the starter motor is not liking it.
Right, we've been cranking the car for some time now and the oil pressure light hasn't gone out. We think it might be the starter motor that's not spinning the engine fast enough. Keep going, we're okay.
I don't think she's going to make it, Captain.
It's all right. Got him.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No, something's not right in there.
We've checked the starter motor out and it's not, there's a problem inside. So that'll have to be sent away for reconditioning or checking out. What we'll do instead is we'll get stuck into some other parts of the car, such as draining the diff and gearbox oil, and we'll sort this out another day. Hey, that's pretty good. There was no crap in the bottom of that. With the car sitting around for so long, sometimes a quick check for the condition of the gearbox is the first half second of oil coming out. If there's a lot of crap in that, it means that you might have a problem, but this all came out looking pretty good. So this is a big grown-up syringe for squeezing
in a big hurry.
lubrication oil in a big hurry into a gearbox. Not quite enough.
Well, you don't want to overfill these bitches. Is she there?
There we go.
Just under?
Yep, just under.
That's who you want.
All right, back to the diff, eh? Yuck. Oh, that's disgraceful. Oh.
That oil's well gone.
That's
Poo-poo.
That's a bit yucky. That's baby poo, that is. The differential's obviously had moisture in it. It's been sitting for a long time. Everything inside is covered in a haze of corrosion. It's going to need work. Look, we can get the car running just to go to the end of the street and back with this, but yeah, pretty much the diff's going to need a rebuild.
Was that it? Where's she on the oil?
Yeah, you're there.
Just there?
Yep, just there. Well, we've had a couple of setbacks. We've also had some success, of course, but we've got a problem with the starter motor, so that's going to have to be sent away to get reconditioned. Very lucky that we went inside the diff. We found significant corrosion in there, but you know what? That's cars. We'll have another crack at it next week, and hopefully we'll get it running again. Well folks, we're back working on the P76. In the last couple of days, Bruce has replaced the radiator. He's also replaced the oil filter, which gave us a little bit of grief a few days ago. He's had a check of the Welsh plugs, and we've also reinstalled the starter motor, which was giving us grief and not allowing us to build oil pressure. So once again, hopefully, fingers crossed, we're going to get this thing going today. Hasn't that light gone out yet?
Hasn't gone out yet.
You're joking.
Light went out.
All right, good. That doesn't sound too bad. This is really cool. This car's been sitting in a shed in the Northern Territory for like 35 years. We've got it running over the last few days of effort, but we're about to drop the bonnet and cruise it for the first time under its own power since the early 1980s.
You got him.